Hello children, yes it's Peter's story time again. I hope you're enjoying the stories just like I am. Don't seem to have Paul again, but we're having fun without him, aren't we? Yes we are. So we've done quite a few stories of the Bible. Can anybody remember? What about you over there? Can you remember any stories? That's right, Adam and Eve, the beginning, yes, in the garden. That was in Eden. Anybody else? What about the ark? What about Noah and the ark? Yes, we remember all the animals living on the ark. That was right. And then the brothers, Jacob and Esau. Then Joseph and his multicoloured coat. Yes, right. Oh, we were getting good at this. Well, we're carrying on with Moses. Moses has gone from being a baby and being in the Moses basket. Oh, I like that. Moses basket. Yes, he was saved by the Pharaoh's daughter. That's right. But now he's grown up. So we're in the next instalment of Moses' story. Yes, that's right. Can anybody guess what's going to happen? Well, why don't we find out? So let's open the book and let's start the story. Okay, children, enjoy. One day Moses saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. Though Moses had been raised and educated as a prince in Pharaoh's palace, he too was a Hebrew. He had to help the slave. Glancing around to make sure nobody was watching, Moses attacked the cruel slave master. In the fight which followed, Moses killed the Egyptian quickly. He buried the body. The next day, Moses saw two Hebrews fighting. He tried to stop them. One said, "Will you kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" Moses was afraid. Everybody knew about yesterday. Pharaoh knew. Moses had to escape. He went to a country called Midian. While Moses rested by a well, the 7 daughters of the priest of Midian filled the troughs to water their father's flocks. Other shepherds tried to push them aside. Moses protected and helped the women. "You're home early," Reuel, the girl's father, exclaimed. When the girls explained why, he said, "Bring the man here." Moses lived with Reuel, who was also called Jethro. Later Moses married Reuel's oldest daughter. Back in Egypt, Pharaoh died. God's people, the Hebrews, were still slaves. How they groaned in their suffering. How they prayed for God's help. God heard their prayers. Moses did not know it, but God planned to use him to help the enslaved Hebrews. 40 years had passed since Moses left Egypt. He was shepherd of Reuel's flock, but he must have missed his own people in Egypt. One day Moses noticed a nearby bush on fire, but the fire did not burn the bush. Moses decided to find out why. As Moses approached, God called to him out of the bush. "Moses." "Here I am," said Moses. "Don't get too close," God said. "Take off your sandals, because the place where you stand is holy ground. I will send you to Pharaoh to bring my people out of Egypt," God said. But Moses was afraid to go. Then God showed Moses his great power. He turned Moses' rod into a serpent. When Moses picked up the serpent by the tail, it became a rod once more. God gave another sign. Wow. "Put your hand on your chest," he commanded. Moses did so. His hand turned white with leprosy. Oh no! When he did it again, his hand was healed. Hallelujah! Moses still objected. "I don't speak well," he told God. God became angry. "I will use Aaron, your brother, to speak the words you tell him," he said. Moses returned to Jethro, packed his belongings and left for Egypt. God led Moses' brother Aaron to meet Moses in the mountain. Moses told Aaron all about God's plan to set the Hebrew people free from the Egyptians. Together they carried the news to the Hebrew leaders. When Moses showed the sign to the Hebrew elders, they knew God would help them. Together they bowed in worship. Hallelujah! Bravely, Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh. God says, "Let my people go," they told him. "I will not let Israel go," Pharaoh answered. He would not obey God. God would have to use his great power to change the Pharaoh's mind. Hello, what a fantastic story about Moses, how he protected the weak, went to live in the desert for 40 years, got married, protected the women, looked after sheep, from prince to shepherd. But God knew in Moses' heart he was the right person to do God's work. That was right. God spoke to him. Children, could you imagine what it was like if God spoke to you? It'd be, "Children, I have a plan for you." And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared." And Moses was scared as well, wasn't he? Yes, Moses was scared. But he still listened. And he came up with lots of reasons why he couldn't do it. "I can't talk properly," just like that. He was blub, 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 blub. And God said, "I will give you Aaron to help you." So every time he made an excuse, God was like, "Oh, I know, I can help you here." So next week we're going to go a bit further and see what happens when Moses goes back to Egypt. Will he rescue the rest of his race? Will he take him out of Egypt? Let's wait till next week, children. Okay, bye everybody. Bye.